Hi everybody and welcome to the Insomnia Running Club podcast. I hope you're all keeping well. I hope you're all good. So, what has been going on post training for the Connemara 100 and getting back into the way of things? Life is good. Life is very, very good. Back working. Get to spend loads of time with the kids. I've been away on a family trip to Donegal. Probably like everybody else and their dog in Ireland at the minute. It's the new Tenerife, and life has been great. I've been back to training. I'm getting stuck into CrossFit, Revenge CrossFit in Mollusk. I am getting back into the running, and I have a bit more focus outside of training and things going on. I've definitely a bit more ideas spinning about my head and a bit more creativity, and things are looking a bit clearer. So life is good so far. Like I say, I took a couple of weeks off really everything after Connemara just to get my body right and just to relax. It was a long time and a long slog and a long bit of training put into the race, and I suppose I wanted to feel a bit normal and treat myself to a few weeks off. I think I piled on about a stone in drinking Guinness and eating seafood and everything and anything, and just generally treating myself, and why the hell not. But man, did I do some eating in Donegal. A bit off topic, but oh my god, like there's nothing better than a creamy pint of Guinness in Donegal. It does you good. Every one of them does you good. It doesn't do you any bad whatsoever. It is purely medicinal purposes that you would drink that for. It is the nectar. It really is. It's the good stuff. There you go. There I am. Already we're 2 minutes in and I now sound like a dipso post race, but hey ho, who cares? No, it was magic. Away with the kids. Had totally switched off from everything, switched off from work, switched off from any things going on about the house, switched off from training. It was so nice just to spend quality time with the family. It was there with my mum and dad, my sister, and obviously my wife and kids. We were all there, and man, it was just amazing time. It's amazing. You go to that place, and the further you drive into that place, it feels like you're just relaxing. You're just going backwards in time. Internet doesn't work. You have 2 channels on the TV. Pretty much all you can do is enjoy other people's company, have a chat, drink Guinness, and eat some of the best seafood ever. I love it. It is one of the best places on earth. The west coast of Ireland is one of the best places on earth. It was actually a conversation came up as well, and this is always one of them questions that comes up with, if you won the lottery, what would be the first thing you would do? And again, this is how clear I'm thinking at the minute. If I was to make it big, if I was to win the lottery, if I had a few quid to throw about the place and not many other cars in the world, I would buy a camper van. Nice one, proper one, one you can be proud of, not one with like beige seats from the 1980s, but a good one. I would load it up with all the stuff. I would lock the house up. I would probably just head down to the most southerly point and just work my way up the west coast, traveling every hole in the hedge, have a look at every pub on the way up, and decide where I would want to have a wee spot in the world to call mine. It is just the most beautiful place on earth. It really, really is. It's something else. But hey ho, this isn't a travel podcast. But there you go. It was an amazing trip. It was great just to be with the family and switch off. And again, it sparked ideas, and it reinforced things again that I've been thinking about in my head. This one idea that I cannot get out. Oh, I'm wrecking the show. The one idea that I cannot get out of my head is my own race. It's happening. It's gonna happen. I'm making inquiries about it. I'm gonna make it happen, but pretty much the whole time through this endurance journey, from whenever I started off to last year to do Ironman and this year to do ultras, I was always looking for something. So there was the physical side of trying to make myself better, where I was running, I was swimming, I was weightlifting, cycling. I was doing everything to make myself physically better, and in the process it got my head straight as well. But always I was wondering, because I'm interested in business. I like business. I haven't got a business. My father has his own business. He's quite entrepreneurial, so I've always been around that. My wife, she doesn't really say it, but she's very, very entrepreneurial. Our neighbours on either side of us are very entrepreneurial, surrounded by all these entrepreneurs and all these business owners. And I haven't anything myself. And in a way, over the years, I've always thought, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? And maybe overthought it. I've maybe thought about what's a fad that you can do, that you can make money at, or it's always been, what do you make money at? And it's not until after Connemara where anybody that starts a business, they start it because they have a passion for a particular thing, or they want to bring a particular thing to the world. They want to offer something that can better themselves, better other people. And all along I was just thinking about, what can make money, and almost talking myself out of something. Have a great idea in my head and talk myself out of it because it's not my area of expertise, or I'm not involved in it that much. And it's always been money has driven the whole thing. And this idea came into my head, and money, I couldn't tell you if I would make a penny on it. But what I do know is that what it can do for people is life changing. And it could change someone's life for the better. And it's got me fired up. The thought constantly goes over and over and over in my head. I mean, the why I would want to do something is, so pretty much I want to do a very, very, very tough race. I don't necessarily want to market this or pitch this towards runners in particular. This is the type of race where I strip away all the excuses and just give people that really want to try to do something difficult. This is going to be very, very difficult. So difficult that, there's a strong possibility of failure. Therefore, if someone is to complete this, if someone is to do this honestly, and they're to do the best that they can do, they can only they can witness something that I've witnessed, which is when you empty the tank and you put your heart and soul into something, and you achieve. It's not the medal, it's not the t-shirt you get, it's a sense of achievement, and it's an eye-opening experience that you've literally just started something. The finish line of the race was really just your cost of entry into this new thinking of anything is possible. And that is what I want to give to anybody that would sign up for my race that I'm working on and I'm trying to create. So it's that sense of, there's lots and lots of difficult things you can sign up for and you can do. Ultra running's one of them, triathlons are another. There's difficult things that you can do, and people don't necessarily, I may be exception to the rule. Whenever I started all this, I wasn't a member of a triathlon club, I wasn't a member of a running club. I'd never done any of these things. In fairness, I hated the thought of any of these, but they scared the life out of me, the thought of having to endure those so much. At the very start, it was boredom. It was like, why would you do that to yourself? That's a long time to be doing these things. It's so much work, it's so much cardio. Why would you do any of that? Which is then, for whatever reason, twist and fate, I then said, right, well, this is scaring the life out of me, all this stuff. I'm not a pansy. I'm a bit lost. Let's just go with it and see where it leads me. So one thing's led to another. Shed a load of weight, got myself physically fit, got my head better, just wanted more of it, more of it, more of it, more of it. It wasn't until Connemara, until that used, so the triathlons used me physically was done in those. Connemara stripped me of everything. It put me into a situation I've never been before, where the physical didn't matter. I was physically bollocks, that was gone, but I was running on fumes, but mentally it required this new way of thinking, this new way of problem solving. It opened my eyes, like I say, and that's just it, you know. Putting someone in something so tough, giving someone an opportunity, an arena to do something very, very difficult, and encourage them to do it. But it's all them, you know. Yes, I can give encouragement. Yes, you can have a crew or a team, but it's you, you know. No one's going to run the miles for you. No one's going to finish the race for you. There's no team that's going to make you move forward other than you. It's just you that makes you move forward. So if you can put yourself in that journey, and if you can get through it and you can get to the other side, surely that is life-changing. Surely that is something that can keep you up at night and fire you up to do what others think is impossible, what others think is crazy or lunacy, or why someone doing all this, you know. But it opens your eyes to something. So like I say, I maybe sound a bit mad and I maybe sound a bit off the wall. Maybe it's not even just as clear coming out of my mouth as it is in my head at the minute. I have this picture, this vision in my head. I'm not seeing things. It's a clear vision I have in my head. Like I say, maybe it's not coming out just as clear. But it's that. It's giving someone an environment to do something very, very difficult for themselves, to better themselves. It's not for a time, it's not for a distance. It is just to push them. If they're honest with themselves, it gives someone an opportunity to really empty the tank, and start afresh on the other side. So yeah, I have a few things. I have a venue I'm talking to. I have ideas. I also don't know where the money for this will come from. I certainly don't have it, but it's that much in my mind at the minute. It's that much in my head that I can't get it out, and I will find a way to do it and to get it done. Like I say, I don't have any idea of whether this will make money. I don't have any idea of how much it will cost me. I don't have any idea at this moment in time as to how much stress and pressure it'll put me under. But all I know is, like whenever I signed up for an ultra, or like whenever I signed up for an Ironman, is that I was going to do it, which is exciting. It's very, very, very exciting. So it's took me almost 2 years of torturing myself and 2 years of putting myself under stress and under pressure physically, and to sort myself out, to rearrange things in my life, to get me thinking this way. It's taken a long time. So, but I'm dead certain. It's a dead cert that it's going to happen. And around this time next year, we will have our first race. I don't even know what it's going to be called yet. I've had ideas going over and over in my head, and the right one just hasn't literally stuck there yet. But I do know the format. I do know why I want to do this, and I do know how good it will be for the people that will make it to the other side of it. How badass those people will be, and how much they will enjoy the experience from whenever they click and sign up to it, to finishing and running across the finish line. So it's exciting. It's exciting stuff. I haven't thought much about any physical challenges. That thought has been quite far from my mind, and it's funny because after the Ironman, there was literally maybe, I think I was on a buzz, on a high for 4-5 days, maybe even a week. I was on a high, it was like, oh, this is the pinnacle of, coolness. I've just done something really hard. And then it faded. I was like, you need to do something harder. It wasn't everything. You didn't give absolutely everything to it. Which at the time I was listening to David Goggins on repeat, his book, and the 100 mile, it's a catchy number. It just gets stuck in your head. Plus, whenever you say it for the first time out loud, it sounds absolute lunacy, and it sounds difficult, and it sounds like you can fail. And that was what I was all about, putting myself in situations where there's a high probability of failure. And that's a lesson. That's a lesson, I think, constantly. Whether it be business, whether it be any aspect of anything that you really want to do something huge, it's not big enough. I think that's maybe it. That's maybe hit the nail on the head. If it's not big enough, if there's not a strong chance that you could fail, well, then it's not hard enough. You haven't set yourself a big enough challenge. Therefore, at the end, once you've completed the thing that you thought was a big challenge, but sort of it'll not complete you. It'll not give you that satisfaction or that thing you were looking for, that reassurance. So putting yourself in a very difficult situation where there is a strong possibility of failure, that is that's the secret. I think that's the secret sauce, the magic juju, the crazy stuff. That's it. That's what I'm trying to harness. That's what I'm trying to Willy Wonka create, this super thing that no one really knows about until they've done it, and just this bubble popping light bulb moment. That's what I'm trying to create. So as you can tell, it's not so clean cut, but I think the vision in my head's there, and it's definitely for happening. But yeah, as far as physical challenges, I'm just really enjoying training at the minute. I'm enjoying the mix of everything. Like I say, guys next door to us, they've opened a smashing gym. It's fantastic actually. It's such a nice community. It's such a nice feel to it. It's right on my doorstep, and every session I have been to in it, I have either felt like I was going to be sick, I was going to pass out, faint, or that my lungs were just screaming at me. It is a fantastic workout. So if any of the guys are listening from the gym, thanks very much for the brutal punishment that you've been putting us through so far. But here, it's class. I absolutely love it. It is very I have an addictive personality whenever it comes to something that I like, where I just go all in. And in fairness, it's one of those places you would love to just live in it and just torture yourself every day. It's crazy, but after you've done a workout with it, it does feel very, very good. It feels amazing. Feels satisfying to just go for it. And like I say, weight training compared to running, it's just a different animal. It's a different beast. And I love it. It's class. It does make you feel good, and the physical difference, the strength and my posture, and everything that goes with it. Working muscles that I haven't felt worked in running, and I haven't felt working since I was even when my job was to be an athlete. When I was doing taekwondo. It's an all round workout. It's just very, very good. So I'm really enjoying that. Really enjoying that at the minute. I've been running as well, and I'm really enjoying that. I've dropped the distance right down. I feel like a normal person again. I was actually chatting to one of the guys today, David, who I run with, and I actually have to give a shout out to David. David is phenomenal. David started running with us in October of last year. And David, I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this with you, but David came to us and he had changed jobs a few times, and he said he was just stuck in a bit of a rut. He was he wasn't excited to go out exercising. He was stuck in just a bit of a rut, didn't know what to do. He came to us. He had started doing Sober October and he thought, right, I'll get running. And I remember David saying his goal was to run a half marathon. And so that was his first goal. It quickly became apparent. He just went for it. He was just so dedicated. He was out with us 4 times a week. And this is a guy that hadn't really ran much other than 5Ks. Before, I think he'd done a 10K as well. And he just was out running with us, doing 5 miles, 7 miles, 10 milers. And then all of a sudden, just one day, it was like, David, you've ran 12 miles. Do you want to just carry on and we'll do the extra mile? And he done it. And since then, he has developed massively. The weights come right off him. He's so much more efficient. He's faster. He has just excelled at it. But he pretty much then, the next thing was David wanted to do a marathon. He signed up for the Belfast City Marathon to happen in 2020. COVID-19, everything shit the bed. Nothing was happening. Everything called off. And he just decided to get up one morning. He went out and completed his own marathon, totally accountable for every step, every mile, and he'd done it. There was no medal at the end. There was no t-shirt. Like I say, he just done it just purely to tick a box to say he can run a marathon. But what he did keep shy was that one of his goals was to run a sub 2 hour half marathon. So today we were out, and my plan was to do 10 miles this morning, and David said, I'm thinking about might do a half, and I had to get back, but I ran on with him up until about 11 miles, and then later on a text came through just with his time. He had run a sub 2 hour marathon. He was under it by 30 odd seconds. And there you go, not even a year into running, and there's 3 goals, boom, 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 blasted out of the park. So well done, David. If you listen to this, smashing job, well done. That's really what it's all about, setting the bar, smashing it, put the bar way higher and smash that. I've no doubt that whatever goal David sets himself for his next challenge or his next running challenge, he will just annihilate it and blast through it. But where were we going with that? Yeah, sorry, I was just saying I was out running. So this week it's been 2 5-mile runs, and today I wanted to do 10 mile, but I ended up going on to 12, and I felt so fresh. Felt good, legs were moving great, my lungs weren't burning. Everything was ticking over, and it was very, very refreshing to not have to be on a plan, so many weeks out, have to get so many miles done, so many weeks out, have to tick this box, so many weeks out, have to blah, 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 blah. It was nice to just go out running for running's sake and just enjoy the miles, enjoy a conversation. I didn't even care about what pace we were doing, but it turns out we were doing an okay pace. It was in around sort of 8:45 minute miles, which is dead on. You know what? That's perfect. I'm not really so hung up on going fast with it. As long as I go out and I enjoy it, and it gets a sweat going, I'm happy. But a load of the guys actually from the club are going guns blazing. Ivan as well, who still need to get on the podcast. Ivan and me have been running for years now with this, and then we set up the club together. And since lockdown happened, Ivan looks like an elite runner all of a sudden. Ivan is flying. Like he's carrying no weight. Big long strides. It's effortless. He doesn't lose breath at all, and he's just getting faster and faster and faster. Ivan, I would say tomorrow, if you were to say, Ivan, go run a Boston Marathon qualifying time for a marathon, it's as good as done. You know, that's how good Ivan is running at the minute, I would say, easily. I'm trying my hardest to be a bad influence to convince him to be to run the Connemara 100 next year. He mentioned that he was thinking of doing it this year, and he couldn't. It wasn't possible for him to get done. It was other commitments. It wasn't possible. But next year, I think it's his year. He could do it, no problem. Not only could he do it, he would love it. He would love every minute of it. And anybody that is thinking of doing that race, Ray O'Connor puts on a hell of a show with the Connemara 100. It is amazing. It's an amazing part of the world. It's just breathtaking. Like I say, that west coast of Ireland is just an absolute jewel. It is stunningly. It's like an other world. It's just amazing. It is, and the people are so nice. The scenery is amazing. The Guinness is great. Everything about it is just top notch. If you ever get a chance even just to go to Connemara, go. You'll not be disappointed. It's just beautiful. But if you're mental enough to sign up for a 100-mile race, you cannot go wrong with attempting that race. It's eye-opening. It's amazing, and it takes in the whole place. And it's such a great day, and it offers what I'm talking about. It offers that truly difficult experience that you have to give your heart and soul and more, your thinking, your energy, your physical, everything, mental, everything, heart and soul into it, and to get across the finish line. And that's it. That was one of the inspirations for what I want to do. But I'm not gonna steal Ray's race, because it's a truly amazing race, and it's fantastic. And thank you very much for allowing me to do it. If you ever listen, or if ever it comes across your desk, it was a truly amazing experience. But yeah, so everything's just going great at the minute. Life at home is good. Kids' birthdays this week. Looking forward to that. The two headers, the two crazy people in my life. They're just getting bigger, and it's breaking my heart. My little girl, she went to playgroup the other day, and she's the baby. And I'll not lie to you. I felt the tears coming out of my eyes whenever I saw her in her uniform. I was like blubbering like a big child, she's growing up. But it was amazing. She's just growing into this brilliant little crazy person. My son, he's just a ball of energy. He cannot wait to get going back to the school. He's starting big school, starting primary 1, and he is just so excited for it. And I think this is the thing that people were talking about. Will they appreciate things better after lockdown? I know I am. The important things, friends, family, just the supporting others, sense of community. These are the things that are important. These are the things that we all talked about, and we saw the memes, on Facebook and Instagram, when fancy cars are no longer important and designer brands are no longer important, but all of a sudden your family and friends are the most important things in your life. And I would say there's a few people out there that have rushed too quick to forget about those things, and to forget how precious those people and those things, those feelings are. And maybe just a wee rain check, a wee reality sort of boost will remind them that we need to remember how nice things were, how good certain things were during lockdown. I know that this is maybe going a bit of the negative end of the spectrum, which I don't want to do, but it's important to talk about it as well. That I don't know about you, but I have definitely noticed there's two types of people that have come out of lockdown. There are the people who are high on life, and I'm so glad that the majority of the people I know fall into this bracket where they're energized. They're like, I just want to get out there and do it. Mark, when can we meet up? When can we have a beer? I want to get a chat with you. Just want to see you. When can we make this thing happen that we were talking about? And or the other people that are just like, yeah, I'm working on this and I'm so focused on it and it's great and I have all the energy in the world and I'm just dedicating myself to all these things that I thought about for years, and lockdown gave me an opportunity and I'm just rolling with it and I just want to go. Those people are the juice in life. They're the people you want to be around, the supportive people that just want you to do well. And I'm glad to say that the majority of the people I know, that they fall into that category. But there is also this poisonous flipping sewage that's come out of lockdown, where people are just nasty, lazy. It's as if they were the only people in the world that was affected by it, and it's just made them hard and crooked and just nasty pieces of work and lazy. This is the big thing. This is the biggest change in, or maybe not a change, this is just the thing that's shone a light on certain people's personalities. And again, I'm not running down anybody that can't do a particular thing or their work is tough or whatever, but there's a difference, and many of you have heard this. The people that blame their poor work, their laziness, their mistakes on COVID. I ordered these things 2 weeks ago, but they haven't turned up and I haven't got an email through. I'm just looking to know where they skeleton staff, COVID. It is now months after it. Don't get me wrong, that excuse and certain things can still be used, but there's too many people out there using it just to fuel their laziness. Just lazy, what's out there, and COVID is like the biggest trump card all of a sudden now. I didn't do that because of COVID. I was scratching my hole and eating cheesy Watsons. I don't know what they were doing, but wise up to yourselves. The world's far better than that. Just do the job. Or if you have ballsed up, own up to it. Don't blame this thing that we're all fed up of listening to on the radio, and it is affecting people. But don't blame your laziness on that. If the whole world was focused on trying to get out of this thing and not sort of use COVID as the get out of jail card for everything, I think the world would be a lot better place, and that recession word would piss off and everything else. I don't know, Donald Trump will vanish into thin air and they'll get someone else in there that can run a country. The two parties that run this country will all of a sudden disappear in the thin air, and all of a sudden we'll have people with smart heads on their shoulders running the country as well. Who knows? I'm off on a tangent here. But COVID, stop using it as an excuse. You're lazy. Open your eyes, deal with it, and just, live life. The rest of us are trying to, and the rest of us are trying to enjoy it. And big up to the people who've come out of this and are enjoying it. Because I certainly am. And no, it's all good. So yeah, there you go. That's pretty much what's been happening the past wee while. I'm fired up. I am genuinely fired up and cannot wait to get stuck into this and the new challenge business, Mark. Every day I go to work and I sell cars, and that's a business, but this is my own thing. This could be the business that makes 2p over a year. This could be the business that sets me up. This could be the business that just puts a big smile on my face every day. And this could also be a thing that helps a lot of people. The other thing that I was thinking about was, we all want to help. You know, this is why we donate to charities. This is why we do fun runs. This is why we do sponsorship things. We're nice people. The majority of us are nice, and we're you know, kind-hearted, and we want the world to be a better place. But this year, obviously, you know, we were doing things for PIPS, which is a mental health suicide prevention charity, which is, it's horrible to say those words out loud, that people put themselves into that scenario and they feel that is the only option that they have. You know, it's horrible to think in this day and age it has become bigger than ever before. And obviously raising money for it, and the people who do a good job, I'm not saying that it's not still the thing to do. I mean, not one bit. I'm not saying that you know, there's a cure for this other than supporting those people. Those people still need support. Those people out fighting it head on, you know, helping people. But the world as we know it, well, I'll give you this example. You know, unhappy people. I left my daughter to her play group the other day, and it was just before 9 in the morning, and there was kids going to school, and the amount of, and I'm not saying this is everybody's kids, because this is not right, but there's a pattern here, and this is all I can put it down to. This is all my moron, stupid look on the world can put it down to. But I'm passing these kids, and God help them, but they're massive. They are massively overweight. They're in the group of friends which are massively overweight. They're walking in a group to school. They are not engaging with each other one bit. They have their headphones in, and they have their head bent down looking at their phone. What way on earth is that to live? What on earth is going on there? It's not a wonder there's a problem in the world. Kids are unhappy in their own skin because they're not physically active. They're eating shit. They're flipping head in their phone. On their phone, they're watching all these celebrities and all these beautiful people living these beautiful lives, and they are caught. They're comfort eating because they're big. They're beating themselves up because they don't have what these lucky people have, or these people that have went out to work hard have, and they're just caught in this rut. We all say it, child needs a boot up the hole. You know, yes, to a certain extent they do, but what they need is role models who fail. They need to see more failure is what they need to see. They need to see that these successful people out there who are playing for Premier League football teams, these successful people who are running businesses, these successful people who travel around the world living a brilliant lifestyle and a job, these people need to share the failures that went along the way to show these kids that it isn't sunshine and rainbows. You don't click your fingers, you wake up a millionaire and you're on top of the world. There is shit to sieve through. There is sweat to sweat. There's blood, sweat, tears, grit that needs to happen. And I think the whole world needs not the whole world, we're talking shite now. What a generation needs is that boot up the hole and a bit of realization that it's not going to get given to you. Stop wallowing in self-pity because you're seeing these things online. You can have them. You can have them just as you're entitled to them just as much as any other person, but you're not going to get it by sitting back and hoping it comes to you. There needs to be, you need to put yourself in a difficult scenario. To hell with the friends that you know, to hell with everything. You need to focus on you and just get yourself together. Put yourself in a difficult scenario. Building blocks. It's easier said than done coming out of my mouth. But the world that we live in of instant celebrity and you get rich and famous just because you look a certain way and you can wear clothes and everything sits nice on you, and girls are attracted to you, men are attracted to you. It's the wrong role models. It's the wrong role models. You need to get your head out of that phone. You need to look at the wee man down at the boxing club who's dedicated his life to it, which has a great life and a successful life, and people love him. Generations of people love him. The man who runs the hurling club, the swimming instructor, the bin man who supports a family of 7. These are heroes. You know, these are people that are successful. These are people that are loved. These are people that get to enjoy the fruits of working hard and doing difficult things. We've got it all wrong as far as role models, I think. But there you go. That was I wasn't expected to come up with that, but it was an observation I made the other day. And it does relate in a certain way to what I was talking about putting yourself in a difficult scenario. But there you go. There's the topic of the podcast: putting yourself in a difficult, hard place, and coming out the other side better. So listen, hopefully that's give you a bit of something to go forward in the week and to put yourself in a difficult scenario, do something very, very tough and come out of it the other side better, or sign up for something mental, do something that scares the tripe clean out of you. Just do it. Failure can only make you stronger. Just go for it. Put yourself out there. You'll thank yourself for it. I'm telling you. If it's not scaring you enough, it's not big enough. But listen, thank you very much for listening. I've enjoyed this chatting my thoughts and what's going on in my week. I keep saying that I want to try get people on. If I'm being totally honest with you, I'm maybe going to eat my own words. I was enjoying relaxing that much that this is literally the first time I've come out and I've thought about the podcast. So going forward, I have a couple of ideas with it too that I need to chat to a few people and mix things up, get a bit of a group of like-minded cool people together and shoot the breeze and talk a load of rubbish. So listen, watch this space, go forward into this week and put yourselves out there and listen. It's been a pleasure chatting to you. All the best. Cheerio. Bye.